I'm Erin with Best Life Physical Therapy, and today I'm going to tell you about how to do the Startle-less Technique. And this is a technique that you would do if your therapist has told you that we think that there may be some trauma that is kind of stuck in your body somewhere. So if you've had some sort of traumatic experience, or if there's just a pain in a certain spot of your body and you can remember a specific incident that where this began, and then we can go ahead and use this technique to address that specific issue. So what I'd like you to do is put yourself in the position even of the traumatic accident. So for example, if you were in a car, you might be in a sitting position. If you were standing and something happened to you, then you would stand up and do this technique. But you can also, and I'll tell you a little bit about how you can also use this as a standalone technique through your day if you notice some of the symptoms that you're correlating with this trauma. So what you'd want to do is sit or stand or be in the position of when the trauma occurred, and go ahead and bring all of your senses back to that incident. For example, you would think about what it smelled like, what it sounded like, what did you hear? What were the sounds surrounding you? Was it cold? All those things. Bring your mind to the memory of that moment. And then once you've got your, feel all the feelings that you felt in that moment. And then once you're there, then what you'll do is we're going to do the opposite of what you did during the traumatic event. During the traumatic event, if you're like a normal person, if you're normal, then what happened is you went like this. The startle reflex came in. And so what we're going to try to do is do the opposite of the startle. So after you've gotten all of the details of the incident, fresh in your mind, then what you'll do is close your eyes and bring your hands in close, and maybe even squeeze them tight in the front. And then you're going to snort it out. So, give yourself about 20 seconds to feel all the feels and hear all the sounds, and, all the even taste, any of your senses that you can bring into this. And then you're gonna bring everything in close, scrunch your face up, and then instead of breathing that air in like this, we're gonna snort it out. So we would go ahead and do this 6 times. So you're gonna go ahead and give yourself about 20 or 30 seconds to feel all the feels again. Bring it all in, give yourself that feeling of that traumatic moment. And then after you've kind of really sat with it for a minute, then snort it out. And then what I would like you to do is go ahead and come back and do that 4 more times. So it's 6 times total. And then by the time you're finished with going through that 6 times, I'd like you to go back to that traumatic experience and think about, how much does this bother me now? Is this still as impactful to me now as it was before we started? And one way to do that would be to rate the incident in your mind, like, how much does this impact me, or how much does this affect me? And then after you do the technique, you would give yourself another rating. And say we start with a 6 out of 10 and we end up with a 3 out of 10. Okay, good. You're not finished with that yet. You have to keep going, not necessarily today, but maybe on another day. Keep going and continue to give that a rating. If you still rate it at a 3, the next time you go to do it, great, do the technique. We want to get it down to 0, where it's not impacting you at all. Also, if you are noticing that you're using the Startle-less Technique, and it takes a couple minutes to go through it, just through your day, if it pops in your mind, and you can be, doing something, typically something mindless, like the laundry or dishes or something, and it comes to mind, go ahead and snort it out like this. So you can just be folding your laundry or doing your dishes, and it comes to mind, take a moment, snort it out. And that's another way that you can use that Startle-less Technique to get rid of that trauma that your body is holding on to. If you are interested in getting more of our services, then we have a lot of other techniques that we can use, neurological reflex techniques, and you can reach us at bestlifeptky.com.